What is good in the hood? What's going on, bro?
What's going on, young sir? How's everything going?
Hey, man, everything is great with the world of the oneism. How's everything going with the Storm Squad?
Well, it's been a while since we've been on. Had my youngest and my middle son's birthday within that. That went well. I got a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old on my hand. My oldest is this later on this month. Then I have a 23-year-old, which is like I don't know how I got here, Dave. I just remember being the youngest between our little clique, and now I got a 23-year-old. So I mean that's how it went down. But yeah, that's what's up with me. I got a new employment, so kind of halfway excited about that. The schedule definitely works out in my favor. So that is definitely something my new journey as far as employment wise. What's up with you, man? I know you got a lot, man. You kind of slid on the people, man. They need to know about the recipe. They need to know about the youngest, the middle, the oldest. What's been going on?
I've been doing a lot, man. It's been for somebody who has put no weight on his left leg for 11 weeks. I've been a busy son bitch. No, so obviously here in BW Sports World, we started, Dan and I, we got back into Dukes of football since football season is in full swing with college and NFL and high school. So we got that popping off. Let's see what else is going on with me. The leg is doing great. Walking cast. I got that on Friday. So still a little gingerly. Told me take it easy. Don't put up my scooter yet because I'm not really ready to put up my scooter yet. So I am walking a bit. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. And then the One's Kitchen, man, we're getting it in. Like I've gotten a couple more events signed up. I'm doing my brother's wedding rehearsal dinner, getting that taken care of. And later today, we'll be dropping the menu for the choices for the One's Weekend Meals October edition. And that will be coming out later today for October 15th pickup. So, and then the kids are great. Julian was up for an award with esports and his coaching over at St. Ambrose. He's getting a lot of people watching him and all of the things that he's doing in the esports world. So shout out to Julian for that. I feel you on the 24-year-old. I feel you.
But y'all was older than me anyway. So that was, I don't know how y'all older than me, and I still got 120, about to be 20.
Well, then that will be on you. Mackenzie's doing great. She's ready to go into her senior year of basketball. I think they just started their conditioning here this week. She's not real happy about her 6 a.m.s, but yeah, this is part of it. And then the little dude, man, they just finished up the youth football league. They lost first round of the playoffs yesterday, but my guy had 10 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 8 hits on quarterback, and one of those hits caused an interception. They lost, but it wasn't him not giving effort.
Which it wasn't because of him.
Right, because of him. You know what I mean? All the kids play hard. You know what I mean? They lost to another Pike team, so it was all Pike victory. So that's pretty good. And with that, he got invited to try out for an all-Indiana youth football team that plays a nationwide tournament down in Naples, Florida. So he's really excited about that. He's really starting to figure out that he's really good.
Good deal. Glad to hear it.
So the one is going good. The Mormons is going good. And let's see how the Greens is doing.
Woo! What's up, gentlemen? What's up?
What's going on, Matthew Green?
Not much, gentlemen. How y'all been?
Well,
been doing well, man. Doing well. We know you are definitely the eyes on the high school front. So just tell us a little bit about your summer, the teams you've been involved in, and what's been going on with you, man.
Not much, man. It's kind of died down for me a little bit. July is kind of the big last month for AAU with boys. Now everybody kind of transitioned to the high school stuff. I would assume, like us at Warren, that most people have been conditioning and doing their preseason workouts and all that stuff, getting ready for the high school season. A couple fall leagues have started around the city. Kids participate in, but other than that, man, everybody's going on fall break here soon. Coaches trying to get a break. Some of us go to watch some college practices, which just started. So, with that, everything's good. Spending time with the family. Getting it before the rush comes in November when we start up.
I hear that. Hey, October is a big month for me personally. There's a lot going on. For a sports fan, if you love sports, October is the month. Bro, you got baseball playoffs. You got NFL. You got NBA preseason. You got what else you got? You got hockey preseason. Like everything is going on.
Yeah,
College. Like
football.
everything is going on in October. This is a great month for sports people. November's a good one for high school basketball here in Indiana. I know a little bit on the girls' side. How the boys' side looking with teams that we need to be keeping an eye on?
Well, in Indy, you would say it would start with Cathedral. They got the number one player in the nation coming back, Booker. And, they returned everybody but 2 starters that graduated. So, you got to look at them first, and then you got to look at Ben Davis. Ben Davis returns their whole squad pretty much. I think everybody would start with those 2. And then after that, I think everybody kind of evens out. But, there's going to be some programs that, are automatically, you would say, going to be in the conversation. Carmel, Lawrence North, North Central had a good year last year. Then you start funneling out a little bit from Indy, and, it's wide open. You never know. But I would say Cathedral probably's got the majority would say they probably end up number 1 preseason.
Yeah, I know Storm and I both have interest in 2 teams that you mentioned. Storm being North Central, especially they did have a pretty decent year. I know a couple kids graduated, but they got a good funnel of youth talent coming in. But I'm interested in Lawrence North with this being the first year without Jack Kiefer on the sidelines. So how is that going to transition? What is the talk or the respect or disrespect that Lawrence North is getting or not getting now that Kiefer's gone?
Well, I say, they still got some players over there. But when the new coach does come in, and he did come from the girls' side, hasn't been with the boys for some years now, there's going to be a transition period. The kids got to get used to him. Plus, he's got to get used to what goes on with the boys again. And also, you're playing in the toughest conference in the state. So you're not getting no breaks. So we're gonna find out real quick. What they got going on. But it's Lawrence North. Until
standard.
Until you fall off. We gonna assume that you're still Lawrence North.
Yeah, that was good. What about North Central?
North Central, like you said, they're young. They got Joey Brown's back. Hopefully he's fully healthy going into the year. I would say we'll start with him. And then you got some young guys that got some minutes last year that should be ready to go. Coach Gant did a good job in his first year with that team. I don't think people assumed that they would be as good as they were. They won Marion County tournament, had a tough draw in sectional out the box against Lawrence North. But, actually, was it Cathedral? I think it was Cathedral, wasn't it? Because we played with Lawrence North.
Cathedral.
Yeah, it was Cathedral. So it's a tough draw at Cathedral first round. But, Coach Gant's got to go in the right direction, and he's going to get them playing hard and playing tough. So, it's the same as when we was there. Storm, man, you're going to get your best punch from them,
Yeah.
So I think they'll be in the conversation.
Let's see. What is else? So what's going on in Center Grove, man?
I don't know. I haven't heard. What happened? What was going on?
Didn't they basketball coach come into some issues?
Talking about Beach Grove.
Beach Grove, Center Grove.
Beach Grove.
Grove.
Yeah. Coach got into a little situation. So won him a state title and then lost his job. You know,
Well, I mean, so was he just snorting or was he actually dealing?
Just put it right on out there.
right. I'm IMPD. Like,
You know what I mean? The basketball world stuff.
Was he snorting or what?
I'm not sure of the details. I know he just got caught up in some places shouldn't have been.
they put that distributor tag on it too. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
So it could have just been how he had it packaged.
Nah,
if it's in the container, they say it's yours. If it's in the cellophane bag, they're saying you're distributing.
It's just kind of sad overall because I feel like the kids are really the ones that's hurting from this. I'm sure his family is as well, but you win a title and, the summer, this is what you got to, this accomplishments of the kids. So I do feel sorry for the kids.
I mean, it sucks. Everybody has their vice. Go ahead. Yeah,
no, just to say, everybody be aware.
Yeah, you got to be aware. I mean, but I got to look at it like this. Everybody's got their vices. You know what I mean? Obviously, he wasn't a bad dude because of the impact that he had on these kids. All right. Like we know CEOs and business people and people who do all kind of things, white collar, and just a whole lot of people who do things positive to have their vices.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of get away from that. I look at the impact. You know what I'm saying? So it sucks, but
I mean, you can look at Boston Celtics. I mean, that's going to be a big hit on them. Their coach.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
we're gonna get on that here in a second. But more than, but other than that, yeah. So you got anything else for high school, Storm?
No, just excited. You're always excited at the beginning of the year. New team, everyone feels like they have a chance for the most part. So just with any sport, a couple months or less than a month leading up to getting in gear is exciting time, especially for your seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which my son is a senior this year. I ain't got them old kids like y'all. My oldest is just not going to graduate this year. He over at Warren, transferred over to Warren with me this year to finish out a senior year. So he's looking forward. Yeah. I got it on the opposite end of the spectrum. I got a 17, a 12-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 4-year-old. So I got a little ways to go. Yeah.
Woo, I thought I was tripping with my 11, boy.
That's all right, man. You a young guy. You'll be able, you'll get there.
Right.
I didn't jump. 4-year-old come around here, I'm jumping. I'm going to the highest building and I'm jumping.
They all boys, so give me a little issues, but they good dudes.
That's awesome. So all right, let's keep it moving. Next up, let's go talk about some we don't really have any NCAA right now to talk about. Those conversations are going to ramp up here in the next couple of weeks when the preseason polls come out, and a lot of these conversations that we'll start to see, more and more when the college world comes up. WNBA, what a finish to the season. It was a pretty good playoffs for the WNBA. Me personally, I thought the best series of the whole tournament was the Aces and the Storm, but the finals was really good. A'ja Wilson ended up being MVP and finals MVP. Man, they balled out, bro. It was some good basketball.
Yeah, I definitely felt like it was great for the brand, great for the sport. Also, Aces with the rookie Becky Hammond being the coach, like rookie coach coming in, like that just speaks volumes. And I know we spoke about her before and how more than likely she should be, if there ever is a woman in men's NBA, that she should be the one. Like I feel like coaching had a lot to do with it as well.
But do you know she would not have been the first woman to coach a professional men's basketball team here in the States?
Was it? It was.
You know it. You know it.
Oh, because
You
she's
know
like
it.
the Big Three coach now, right?
Doris Burke.
Mm-hmm.
No, what? Oh, I wasn't thinking of Doris Burke.
Yeah. She was the first woman to coach a professional men's basketball team. Now, tell me the team. I can't remember that. I can't remember that part. I did good to remember the Doris part. But no, man, it was an exciting finals, man. The Aces were dominant. I mean, Connecticut gave up a little bit of fight. I expected more out of Connecticut with Jonquel Jones. I called her Jean Paul. Wow. Jonquel Jones. I expected more out of her, a little bit more out of Bonner. But, Connecticut gave you what they had. I mean, the Aces were overpowering. Kelsey Gray was doing that thing like she was part of the Splash family. I mean, whatever she put up was going in, like step backs, pull ups, floaters. I mean, it was like, ooh. So well balanced team they had. So hats off to the Las Vegas Aces winning their first title in the WNBA. Kind of threw me off because I forgot Lambeer won all of his titles in Detroit with the ladies. They weren't in Vegas. He just took over not the ownership, but the management of the Vegas. So that's what threw me off with Vegas and Bill Lambeer. But it was their first title ever. So does Candace come back next year?
Candace Parker?
The real CP3?
I think she needs to have a better nickname. But anyway.
She's better. She's the real CP3. You know what I mean? Candace Parker.
But that's still giving them pub that don't need to be given to them.
I said that on purpose.
I would like to see her come back, but I would like to see her come back, but I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be upset if she retired. And you never know, maybe retire a year, come back type of deal. Like, you never know. So
I thought she did that already, but apparently she was just hurt.
Right.
That whole debacle with the spark. So
right.
But yeah, I enjoy watching her play, but I also enjoy listening to her talk about NBA basketball. I mean,
yeah.
I'm glad that she didn't go the WNBA well. I think they got great analysts over there, but her style fits with the NBA, and I do enjoy listening to her call NBA games. So it doesn't matter to me what she does. All right, so last thing with the ladies, after fresh off of the WNBA finals, what was it? Half of both teams traveled to Australia for the Women's FIBA World Cup. The USA national team won their fourth straight FIBA World Cup with an average margin of victory of 40-plus points a game. They had 2 games where they've won over 60 points apiece.
Just showing the dominance that the women have on the USA women over the sport. And hopefully, last time this was, you saw a team this dominant was that USA Dream Team, right? And shortly after that, the rest of the world kind of caught up, seeing what it takes to be a great female athlete in the game. So hopefully, we'll see that.
Hey, you see this story?
Hey, listen, little do they know, Matt Green. I know you know what I'm about to say.
Yes.
And Matt Green called a high school women's game
That's true.
back in our days in North Central. So I was the color, Matt was the play-by-play guy, and we did a game. I can't remember who were they playing. Do you remember? Too long ago.
I can't. Yeah, that's a long time ago.
94. But
I did call some, boys. I think the best game I ever called Storm was probably that Ben Davis Washington game at Butler.
Oh, that was a great. And
I actually won an award for that. Yeah, I won an award for that. So that's some memories.
It's a great game to call. Yes.
Hey, I wouldn't have a problem with calling high school games, but it wouldn't be this year. I still got one playing high school basketball. That would be almost impossible. So, but yeah, that'd be fun. Like I could do it. It has to be the YouTube version because I might say something kind of slick. Like, come on, man. What kind of damn shot was that?
Oh man.
So yeah, there we go with the ladies. Let's see. Oh, the one thing that looked different from this national team was the fact that Brittany Griner wasn't there. But it didn't show with the way Asia Wilson, Bria Anderson, her and the young rookie Austin played on that front line. So it's almost like they didn't even miss her. So I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but it wasn't like the national team was not going to play and keep moving forward. So it sucked for her not to be there, but the dominance was still there.
Definitely. And I just, hope her situation gets, a little better. Seems like there's no real end in sight. So, shouts out to her family. I know they're missing and worried for her for her future. But yeah, the game is definitely was able to absorb that loss and gave opportunities for other players to showcase their talents.
Yes, it did. All right, good for the ladies. Now, let's move on to the gentlemen. So here we are with the NBA that's transitioned from World Cup to World Cup. We had the men's World Cup qualifying games over the past 3 or so weeks ago. I know the USA, I didn't know not one person on that team that was playing down in Brazil. No clue. I think I only caught maybe one or two teams. I don't even know who won the men's side. Have no clue on that region. I spent most of my time watching the Euro side of the World Cup with Germany and Spain and France, Slovenia, all of those European NBA players that were playing in this tournament. Wow, Germany looked really good with the Michigan boys. I got to see quite a few Michigan boys play in that tournament. It was pretty good to see Michigan playing. Yes, I keep saying Michigan over and over again. But did any of you guys catch some of those games, man?
I saw some highlights. Yeah, Luka Doncic looked like he was pretty dominant. So, the stuff I saw, I didn't really catch any games, but he stood out to me in the performances I did see that he's putting a statement out there this year.
Oh, yeah. Luka's ready. Luka looked good. Luka looked good. And Gordon Dragic played pretty well for Slovenia as well. So is he going to try to have a late push for somebody's backup point guard? You know what I mean? So I don't know. But Slovenia looked good. Germany looked really good with Dennis Schroeder, who I noticed the other day is on the Lakers roster again. But this time he is about $90 million shorter.
That Isaiah Thomas effect. That was ugly. Not Zeke, but the other one.
Injuries didn't get hit Schroeder. Schroeder
but
bet on himself.
He should have signed, or maybe Victor Oladipo, one or the other.
Yeah,
he should have took the deal, but ended up thinking he could do better somewhere else, and then he found out that wasn't the case.
He tried to take that Kirk Cousins deal, that bet on himself, and failed.
The house won.
But he played well. Yes, the house won. He played well in the tournament over for Germany with Mo didn't play because I think he was hurt. But Franz was probably the underrated highlight of the tournament. I think he averaged a little under 25 points a game, about 10 rebounds a game, and he was balling. Schroeder had put up a couple 40-point games. Daniel Tice played well for Germany. What's the name? Giannis. Giannis can't be stopped here in the States or in Europe.
Right. There's not a continent out there that he's not going to dominate.
Nah. So what they in Europe figured out, we'll just let Giannis do whatever he do. We'll just make everybody else do nothing. Right. Giannis can't outscore us all. So that's how they put out. I think the championship game was between Spain and France. And Spain ended up winning it. Rudy Fernandez is his last year on the national team. First Spain team without either one of the Gasol brothers. So they win the Euros. and they win their cup, so they're looking pretty good, man.
Spain has always been one of the countries abroad that really dove into basketball, accepted it, and always had good players coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But they got the best league over there outside. Well, for men, the women's is in Russia, the men's is in Spain. They got the top international league for us guys from the States that will go over and play ball.
Definitely.
So it's really competitive.
They got a rich basketball history there.
Yeah, and watching this, I knew there was a lot of European basketball players from the NBA, but watching this tournament, there are an exorbitant amount of European players in the NBA. So kudos to David Stern and the Dream Team for marketing this wonderful game that we play.
Hey, but on to that too, Damon and Storm. You got to think that college coaches started buying into the international, and you've seen a lot of them go through college first instead of getting drafted, at a young age. They hitting the college ranks, improving that game, and coming up that way too now.
Yeah, we've had a lot
definitely opened the pool of prospects going to college. So definitely, and that started back Akeem went to college, right? Coming out of Africa. So you're right. That's another avenue for European or players from overseas to get seen.
All right, so now we're moving on all the way into the big guys. I know, Storm, you've been wanting to talk about this, and we'll jump right in it. Chad Holmgren.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I wish no ill will. The show, which is no ill will towards this guy. Don't know him, seems like a great kid. But we talked about it, and I hate to, I hate that we were right, but we kind of forecasted with his frame type that the possibility of injury is definitely high. And unfortunately, LeBron's ankle proven to be what took Chet Holmgren out for the whole year. So another great talent that is sidelined partially, I feel like, just due to their frame. I've had sprained ankles. Damn, I know your ankle situation was different, but I've had sprained ankles, and I was still able to play. So I've been blessed not to, have any broken bones, to be honest. So it's just sad. Was looking to see him come out, but unfortunately, we did call that.
Well, I think what the funny thing about it is the bone that he broke is the exact bone that I broke when we were hooping at the JCC. Wow. Remember that? I hit the three, and I was backing up, and I turned and went right off the court. You know what I mean? I broke that fifth metatarsal bone, that pinky bone on the outside. I think that's the bone that he broke. You know what I mean? Kind of the same situation, but he stepped on the side of his foot. All I did was turn around. Difference of 21, and I think I was 40. So yeah, it was rough. So but yeah, I hope he gets better. It sucks for Oklahoma City because he was supposed to be a part of a decent front line of a couple young players led by Kid Gilgeous-Alexander, and you had Giddey, who had a really good year last year. I think he finished second or third in rookie voting. And then you had the other little foreign guy, I can't think of his last name, starts with a V. So they were looking really good and expected him to be a part of what was going on in Oklahoma City. So pro or con for NBA players playing in these pro-am leagues in the summer?
I think it depends on the player. You can't cast everyone. We talked about Luka. I kind of worry about Luka. Yes, he's young, but not really, because he's been playing since he was 12 years old against pros.
MVPs.
So I definitely feel like rest is needed for some, not all. So it's a mixed bag. It depends on who you're talking about specifically.
I believe that. I think it's an individual thing, but the good thing I would like to see them continue to do this because there's people out there, adults, kids that can't afford to go to these games, and they get a chance to go in these gyms and watch, some of their favorite players play in these things. So from that aspect, I like it, but I do understand that, these guys play a lot of basketball. Their bodies need to rest, and, they need to take that in consideration.
I'll put an asterisk on it. These guys are not playing in the full leagues. They're playing sporadic games. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like they might train, 2-3 weeks, 2 or 3 times a day. Want some new stuff that they're working on. They'll go play in the Drew League or in one of these leagues in one game, publicize that game so all the people can see them, and then they work on new stuff. And then you don't see them again for the rest of the league. So I want to put that asterisk out there. They're not playing a regular Drew League season. They're playing here and there in games. But I, as a GM, if you're already injury prone in my season on my team, you're not playing in these. Like, if I'm the GM of the Lakers, some of y'all can play in it. Anthony Davis, you're not going nowhere near this gym.
Yeah, we got to bubble wrap you. It don't even have to be basketball with that guy.
All right, man. So let's transition over to one of the biggest stories that we talked about all summer that we heard about is the Brooklyn Nets. All right, so now we've understand that Kyrie's not going anywhere. We understand that KD is not going anywhere, and we hear that Ben Simmons is on board. So if all three are in one accord with their coach, who they all have trashed except for Ben Simmons because he had talked to anybody, does Brooklyn now go to the top of the East as the favorite to come out of the East with that trio?
I'm still going to say no. It's too much, man. It's too much drama. There's too many distractions. That's what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. As great as they are, the distractions is greater. Kyrie at some point is going to say or do something. I feel like Simmons is not strong. He can't even hang with KD and Kyrie on not just basketball level, but on just their persona, how they handle outdoor things and the things that they go through. So he's going to be he's too sensitive, is basically what you're saying. Well, okay. He's going to be lost a little bit. Like he's still young. People forget how young he is. So he's going to need to grow up fast. Hopefully he can maneuver between those two, the outside the court things. And I'm interested to see with who they just got. TJ Warren from the Pacers, one of the guys that are hopefully coming back this year, because there's a ton. And hopefully I wanted to talk about that too, just how many great players are coming back this season that we maybe even forgotten about. But I'm interested to see how he mingles in. He's kind of a quiet type as well. So I'm interested to see
except when he's playing against Jimmy Butler.
Well, that wasn't quiet. That was physical. So that just got physical. He wasn't rapping too much. But yeah, how he fits in, how my shooter, what's my shooter's name out of Brooklyn?
Joe Harris.
Yes. How they play together with going through what they're about to go through. Because I'm sure at some point throughout the year, it's going to be some drama.
Yeah, I can guarantee that drama is not going to be with KD.
Not maybe, but maybe internal. With KD, I feel like it's more internal. With Kyrie, it's more out for everyone.
Yeah. Say something slick, Kyrie, and KD might cut you.
He needs to cut his hair. But anyway.
No, all right. Him and LeBron both. Like, I saw that interview the other day, bro, and he gonna have the nerve to do this.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I can do that.
KD.
I can do that too. I can do that too.
Oh, he did it like that. Like that thing was crisp. I'm like, oh man.
Maybe he was just feeling the top of his head. It feels good when it's bald.
You know how you find that piece of chocolate that was left over from last year's Halloween, and you open it up. That's what the top of his head looked like. Like, oh, you want that chocolate, bro.
Like it was sunburnt and spots.
All right, so let's move on to something else. So,
hey, let me ask y'all though.
Go ahead.
I got something to say on that. I'm going to go the opposite direction of Storm. I think that I think that the organization created a lot of what you saw with KD and Kyrie. There's an interview that they both did during the season, and they both talked about how the organization promised that they would have input in, and then the Brooklyn Nets try to pull that their ability to have that input in, and you saw the behavior that those two guys exhibited. Because as a player, there's only so much you can do to fight back. So they did it. They voiced their opinions. They sat out games. They did what they was able to do. But I think that KD and Kyrie always been on the same page. KD didn't already had Kyrie's back, because if he didn't, Kyrie would have been out of it. They could have got rid of him if they wanted to, but they chose to take his 5th-year option. He signed it, and they didn't trade. They could have signed a trade with Kyrie if they really wanted to. There was people that wanted him. The Lakers were one of the big ones that would take it. So
I feel like the deals that they were offering wasn't what they.
So let me ask you this, Storm. If you say that, when have the Brooklyn Nets always made sound deals? Come on now, they got rid of their whole damn team for Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce.
But at what point do you learn from that? Is this just them learning from that?
No,
because they didn't make the dumb deal. They didn't make a deal at all.
It's all new management.
You're right.
That was the Russian who owned them then.
Right. But let me ask you this. They didn't make a dumb deal because they still got one of the top teams in the East coming back. Talent.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The Nets have grown. They've learned from that.
So I'm
their
saying
history has been horrible, but maybe the light is turned on, and that's one of the reasons why they kept Kyrie, also not making the dumb mistake of a horrible deal.
So I just feel that go ahead.
I just feel that the market for Kyrie was not what Kyrie or the Brooklyn Nets thought it was going to be when they were shipping him out. Because the only team that really, really had interest in him was the Lakers. And they weren't giving up nothing that Brooklyn wanted.
They made it seem like they could just throw anything. They felt like Brooklyn just wanted to get rid of.
But let me ask y'all this: when did KD start acting up? When they started talking about trading Kyrie,
but KD didn't really start acting up. KD showed up to work every day.
No. I'm not talking about during the season. I'm talking about this summer. When did KD start
talking publicly?
Exactly about I'm leaving, get rid of the coach, get rid of this. It was easy, so they figured out, okay, we got to keep KD happy. We can't get nothing for him. Ain't nobody gonna trade what we want for KD. So we gonna make KD happy. We sit down, have a conversation. Kyrie staying. Y'all got that? Because at the end of the day, Kyrie know for him to get a bag, he better show out this year. None of that nonsense better go on.
I kind of feel you, but I feel that Kyrie signed that 5th-year option because he had no choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because no one was giving him that max. Because you're not playing more than 50 games a season. And then when you're playing those 50 games a season, we have all this drama on the outside. This is a prove-it year for Kyrie. I hate to say it.
How dedicated. And then the sad part on that is even if he does it for 1 year, once he gets the bag, then it's back to, Kyrie being Kyrie. Like, can he hold it together for a year?
Yeah, I think KD was fed up with it. Because at the end of the day, with all the social media trolling and everything that he does, KD is about putting that ball in the hole. He's about basketball. All that shit.
Legacy. At this point, he's about his legacy.
He's about trying to hoop. That is it. You know what I'm saying? He shows up every day. He gives you 40 every day. I'm exaggerating the numbers, but you know what I'm saying? But like he comes and does his thing. I had no worries about KD coming and doing what KD is supposed to do. My question is going to always be with Kyrie and Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, you got a small body of work, but you haven't been there for your team. So I don't expect you to do it here. Kyrie, you've always jumped ship on your teams. So why am I not expecting you to do the same thing now? I think KD's fed up. I think KD went to him as like, hey, bro, it's time for you to put up your end of the bargain. I've done everything as a superstar to get you where you need to be, the same way LeBron did. Now it's your turn to live up to your end of the bargain, and he has not done it for LeBron or KD.
What do you mean he
I
ain't did it for LeBron? Without him hitting the shot, they don't win a title against Golden State.
I'd say that, but he was supposed to be.
He was the man.
But I don't want to say
LA
LeBron. I don't want to say LeBron. I don't want to say LeBron, but Cleveland,
Boston,
so
maybe. Boston and Cleveland.
I'm not even thinking about Boston.
Right.
You know what I mean, Boston is suck ass. But it's all about not only to mean LeBron, but I mean the Cleveland. How everything was put on your shoulders. LeBron left this for you. He was setting this up for you, and you just, you know what? I want to lead my own team. But that was going to be your own team. You know what I mean? And now here we are again. You're a side guy.
He wanted to be the alpha. He felt like he would be the alpha of the team. It'd be his team to run. He didn't think he could ever get it in Cleveland with LeBron being there. He had disillusions in his head of being the man, and it was proven. There's no team that he was on where he was number one, and they made it anywhere. So
I'm not that. I don't have that kind of. I would like him to play more, but I don't have that same type of feeling y'all have about Kyrie. I think Brooklyn's going to be fine this year. I think he's going to be fine.
Are they coming out the East, Matt?
I give them a good shot at it because
so
you want to know who I would take out of the equation on that team? Steve Nash.
Well, that was their choice. Remember, they was going to take
him out.
That's KD's biggest mistake.
Yeah, I'm not. Hey, we all could get rid of Steve Nash. So. All right, we spent enough time on Brooklyn. Yep. Let's move through. Another big name of movement over the summer, I know that Storm and I've talked about a little bit, was Donovan Mitchell with Spider being in Cleveland. Me personally, I like Donovan, but Donovan's not on the level that Donovan or Stephen A. Smith thinks he is. So I want to know, how does he fit with Darius Garland in Cleveland?
I think it's going to be great. I feel like the biggest hurdle they're going to have outside injury is who is going to be able to play off the ball more and better. Because I feel like Garland, being a point guard, a scoring guard, he definitely likes the ball in his hands a lot. And I feel like Donovan definitely wants the ball in his hands a lot. So I feel like however they navigate that, and that's what makes Steph so great, is his ability to be able to play off the ball. I can be great, and I don't need the ball but a couple seconds to put it up in your eye real quick from 40. Mm-hmm. So that's a lost art of the NBA, or as far as our game, is trusting and being able to play off the ball, knowing that you'll still potentially get the ball. So I feel like that is huge, and that's huge on a lot of teams when you have two guards that are ball dominant.
True.
I like it because I feel like if one of them can sacrifice, they can be really, really good team. Really good.
I just feel it's the same situation that they traded out of. I mean, because Colin Sexton was hooping before he got hurt, but you couldn't figure out how to put both of them on the court at the same time. So you trade him to Houston and bring in the same type of player.
I feel like Sexton and Mitchell are the same caliber.
Well, I'm not all high. I think Donovan Mitchell is a really good player, but I think he's like the third option on a good team. Wow. Me personally.
Let me ask you this question. How do you think Donovan Mitchell will play in Cleveland for his whole career? He's been a system guy in Utah because Utah runs Zach stuff every time down. So now he may have a little more freedom. How does he cope with having that type of freedom now? Is it better for him or is it not better for him?
I guess we'll find out because he ran a structured offense in Louisville too. So, I mean, I'm not hating on him at all. I like watching him play, but I just think, you know what I'm saying? I think he is a high level second option, or a low level second option or a high level third option. Me personally,
I feel like he's in that second tier of within his age group, but he's on the top end of that second tier.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right. So Patrick Beverley just traded to the Lakers. This is like the most awesome bromance that is taking place between him and Westbrook right now.
I feel like that. Now that writes like I don't know if the NBA doesn't have Hard Knocks, but if they did have a version of Hard Knocks in the NBA, I would love for it to be on them. Like they could have their own show. Like I almost just want to watch the Lakers just to see what happens with them.
Oh man.
Yeah, this I think this is all a distraction for the dysfunctionality that's going to happen with this Lakers team all year because Anthony Davis is hurt in game 20.
Was that it? He gets 20 in this season? He gets 20 games
he might get more than 20, but he's going to get hurt in game 20.
Right, that's what I'm saying. How many games does he play regular season?
His under, let's throw a number out there. Let's see, there's 82 games in this season. Let's see. He's averaged about 40, little over half a games a season. So let's throw his number out at 50 games. 55. Let's throw it out there at 55 games. Over under for Anthony Davis at 55. I'm going under.
I'm going under. Matt?
I don't know, guys. You know, he may be able to make it.
Yeah, there's one optimist. There's always one optimist in the crowd.
Hey, let me ask y'all this about the Lakers, though. Seriously, let's say that Anthony Davis plays. He ain't gonna play no 82 games. We know that.
No,
but they could be one of the better defensive teams we've seen in a long time if them dudes all come to play the way they can.
I just feel like
why? Because of who? Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Westbrook. I mean, not Westbrook.
And you got Beverly now. You got Kendrick
Westbrook
Nunn.
Don't play no defense, dog.
You got
Kendrick Nunn don't even get on the field. I mean, on the court.
Who's the center they picked up? My man, the young dude.
Oh,
athletic.
yes. Bryant.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Brian
but I just
Thomas,
think that if they're gonna win, they're gonna have to play some defense to win. But you're right, Westbrook ain't known as a defensive guy, but he got all the athletic ability in the world if he wanted to be one.
He's more Westbrook. I feel like it's just more passing lane defense. He's not on the ball defense.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's passing lane. But I feel like the West is tough. I feel like the West is definitely tougher than the East. So the Lakers really, really have to have some things go their way to make it at least to the West. Like it's gonna be some key injuries, some.
And I'm gonna tell you exactly how it's gonna have to happen. LeBron is going to have to give us another one of those seasons that he gave us last year that was just completely wasted. Like no one talked about real talk. The MVP last year probably should have been LeBron, averaging what he was doing and doing what he was doing with this sorry ass team that the Lakers was with no help. You know what I'm saying? And he had no choice but to get hurt at the end of the year. I mean, he was doing too much. But if LeBron gives us that, Anthony Davis plays more than 55 games.
And available for the playoffs.
Yeah. If he plays 60 games or more, and Patrick Beverly and Westbrook figure out how to coincide on the defense, because I think they can play at the same time. Because you put Beverly on your defense, Westbrook to run your offense. You know what I mean? They have a shot to be, a fifth, sixth best team. They're not nowhere close to being one of the better teams in the West with the best outcome. Me personally.
Yeah, some things have fall their way. You're right. With other teams, but everybody's had some type of situation. Right. Phoenix is, who knows how hate gonna show up. Is Kawhi and Paul George back to full? How they gonna be?
Hey,
Golden State. They seem like they just loaded.
Hey, Wiseman. That leads me into these players coming back, man. Wiseman coming back. Yeah. Kawhi coming back.
Wiseman look good over there. Wiseman look good in China right now.
Yeah, he does.
Because Golden State's over there playing. Wiseman looks pretty good right now.
That's why I'm Draymond. You might want to, because Kuminga and James Wiseman can play, buddy. You might want to be quiet.
Draymond don't care. Draymond got his reason. He don't care.
I'm just saying, you may end up you may be back with the Detroit Pistons.
At this point, he don't care.
Oh man!
And then you got
he's history now.
Your guy Charles Barkley 2.0. Zion. Back.
Mm-hmm.
Zion.
Have you seen the pictures? Have you seen the difference of his body?
Yeah. Have you seen video or just pictures?
No, I'm talking about the picture, the difference of his body from his media day last year to what it. Hey, he looks good.
I hope it ain't doctored. That's all I'm saying.
No, Zion look. He's always been a good. I mean, but he looks.
Yeah.
He doesn't look. He still looks bulky, but he looks lean. Like he looks. Hey, but now I don't know what that means about his knees, but he looks good. You know what I mean? So
the
that's
weight
exciting.
on the knees is always. If you can lose weight and not put that much weight or torque on it, then you have some longevity.
Because New Orleans is very selective about what they've put out with images of him. All they've shown is him shooting free throws. We haven't seen anything else from him, you know, with what New Orleans has put out. So I'm anxious to see it. You know what I mean? Like the Kawhi you mentioned, that excites me.
Hey, with the addition of John Wall.
John Wall.
Hey, Lakers got to worry about their own building.
hey, Shaq said it best. So this is always our building, no matter what y'all do. Don't ever take them banners down.
And that's why they building their own. They tired of it.
Right.
They tired of it.
They ain't got no choice. We put you out. Your lease is up. No, but that Clippers team looks really good.
What about Minnesota in the West? Like the West is loaded, man. I haven't even got to Dallas yet. Memphis,
not really a big Karl Anthony Towns fan, so I'm not going to give a whole lot of love over there. Edwards.
What about Edwards? Yeah.
I'm
but
good.
Beverly left. That was the attitude. That was the attitude guy.
Hey, but Edwards got good swag and attitude his damn self. But Karl Anthony Towns has got a little sugar in him. So as in soft on the game, not
right. Exactly. That's why I said Beverly ain't got that tough guy no more.
Yeah, so I'm not real sold on that. You know what I mean? Like, I think Phoenix is not going to live. I think Phoenix is this whole offseason things. You got guys not showing up to camp. You got players. There's all, and then you had the coach not talk to DeAndre Ayton the whole summer after the offer sheet from. I'm like, there's some stuff going on in Phoenix. Not really sold on Phoenix yet. You know what I mean? But New Orleans is coming up. New Orleans is going to be somebody to talk about with McCollum and Ingram, even if you don't have Zion in the equation. That's a really nice little lineup. Dallas has made some improvements. I like to see Dallas. Denver should be getting Murray back. You know, the West is loaded.
Boys forgot about Murray, man. He was gone for a year, but that in the bubble, it was him, Warren, and Donovan Mitchell. Like, they was killing.
True. Yeah, so that should be a good one. But like I said, you got two teams that I was putting out of the equation of championship caliber talk that were in it. One being Phoenix, one in the East being Boston. You know, without Udoka, I'm not real confident in what Boston's going to be able to do in the East with Brooklyn and Milwaukee with Chris Middleton coming back healthy. You know what I'm saying? So there's some good things there. Miami's going to be good. Philly's going to be good. With James Harden lost about 40 pounds, looking good. Joel Embiid is going to be playing his third straight season healthy. I mean, the East is pretty good itself.
Hey, let me
Chicago is going to hurt.
Let me ask y'all this question. If Boston starts off with a slow start, or we see signs of like things going on with them when we think they still have a chance to win, how long does it take Brad Stevens to come down and start coaching that team?
I hope not.
I didn't even think about that. I hope not.
I mean, hey, if he thinks
because they ran him into the front office. They ran him into the front
There was
office.
a reason he got there.
No, I'm just saying, but how long does he say, hold up, let me think about coming back and see if I can get me one?
No. I don't know Brad Stevens enough to know if he's that arrogant.
No, he's not.
There's
really
some
that.
arrogancy involved.
He's not Pat Riley.
Yeah,
no, he's not that.
Yeah. Back it up.
But I'm just saying, are you going to fire your guy? Because the guy's kind of been thrust into
But they said, they did say if he wanted to look at more opportunities to coach, that they wouldn't hold him back. I saw that report. So, like, if he can find someone within this year that want to hire him, they ain't going to, okay, cool. Like, we don't need all this heat. Boston.
Well, if y'all didn't need all the heat, y'all shouldn't have put all this business out in the street because all them other white men that was cheating in your organization, you didn't put all their business in the street.
How about how the media don't cover Brett Favre like they cover Udoka for
they try now because the brothers wouldn't leave it alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was trying, but Stephen A. Smith wouldn't leave it alone.
Yeah, they don't.
Shannon Sharp kept it out there.
Yeah. So now you got people talking. You know what I mean? Like, y'all ain't gonna keep pushing this under the rug, bro.
Yeah. I think they did try, like you said, pushing under the rug.
Yeah. No, we gonna talk about we ain't had a whole show yet all about Brett Favre. We had Get Up. We've had First Take. We've had NBA Today. All have whole shows on this man's infidelity, but we ain't talking about this man robbing millions.
Right. Hey, I got another one for y'all. I don't know if y'all discussed this or not, but this is big time. This has been quieted. My man Brian Flores got fired and was told to lose games in Miami. Had nothing to work with. You hire this young white guy who now you spent all this money giving him all this talent to Tua and everything, and y'all praising this man. But y'all told Brian Flores, hey, man, lose games. We want to get draft picks. We want to do this. We want to do that. Man,
they didn't tell him to lose games. They suggested it over jokes and brandy.
It was what they call it, innuendos.
Right. Didn't give the man nothing to work with, and he still won games. Had a good season, and they still got rid of him. And then they give this man, they just roll out the kitchen sink.
Is that lawsuit even still active?
Yeah.
Man, they brushed. No, that's just over.
The
league found no substantial evidence to Brian Flores' claim.
But that's the league.
So
but I thought he put in his own, like not for the league, like through the courts.
As far as I know, that all his stuff has been dismissed. Now I might have to look into that because I know we did talk about it on the Dukes of Football back at the end of the season. But as far as I know, from what I've heard, that the NFL didn't find no seeds because they talked about it for 20 minutes, like in June on Get Up one day, and then it was gone away. So, but I'm not tripping. He's on my staff, and he's making my linebacker core very good. So I'm not tripping. Mike Tomlin and me, we'll take him all day.
And then my man Tua, how they doing my man like that, man? Goodness gracious.
Well, that's one of the situations you gotta save the player from themselves.
Right.
Tua wasn't gonna be like, hey man, I ain't felt he's gonna go. So it's up to the organization, it's up to the league to be able to help police
they found a
figure out
scapegoat.
where all these things that they putting in place.
Well, no,
it was the breakdown.
They didn't find the scapegoat. To me, they went and got the exact person that you were supposed to go. I don't know why the Dolphins are getting all this heat. Yeah, they need some of the heat. I get it because we talked about this Wednesday on the Dukes of Football. I get it. They're getting some of this heat. But who needs to get the heat is this independent evaluator or neurology evaluator that the league puts at every single game. They're not employed by the Dolphins or the Bills or any other team. They're employed by the National Football League. So I'm not going to go all the way in on the Dolphins other than the fact that you probably shouldn't have played him Thursday night after all the stuff that went on during the week. That's why I'm going to go at the Dolphins. But this independent neurologist that is at every NFL football game, you're supposed to do that check.
I thought they said
they said
he claimed it was his back, so they didn't go through that whole concussion protocol.
They went into halftime, and he went and they said he passed all the tests at the locker room in halftime because it happened at the end of the half.
It happened. What's the word? I think there's some. I can't think of the word I want to use. I'm not believing all that. I think they wanted him to play.
There's some shenanigans.
Right. I'm not believing all that. The way my man bumbled off the ground and come on, man.
I'm with you. That's why they fired that guy.
Right.
Because the whole time I've been saying, I'm not really great going at the Dolphins because they have no control over head injuries and concussion protocol. That's the independent neurologist. So You made mistakes and they fired your ass.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like even
just,
as an organization, y'all saw the same thing. Come on, man, keep that kid off the field. Y'all know better than that.
No,
he's half black and Samoan.
Right,
they playing him.
Right.
They're trying to win. And he wants to play.
And like somebody pointed out on one of them shows, he's got to try to get his contract. I understand that, but the Miami Dolphins did everything they can to say they're going to win. They try to cheat to get Tom Brady. They try to do the stuff with getting all these players. Man, they in win mode. We're going to do whatever it takes to win. To get your butt out there.
Yeah.
Listen,
right.
I'm not sure that they really wanted to win with Tua. I'm not really sure they wanted to win with Tua because since he been there, all you heard was they trying to find his replacement. Somebody because he can't do this, he can't do that. But at the end of the day, all he does is keep winning games. Like they've been trying to get rid of him. Yeah. He won't let them get rid of him.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So whole other show. But anyway.
Hey,
go ahead,
dude.
Go ahead.
I had one more thing. I don't know if we talked about was got to give shouts out to the Hall of Famers that were inducted. Ginobili, Hardaway, and Coach George Karl. I feel like Ginobilia, as Charles will say, was great for the game. We talked about international early. Definitely the master of the Euro. Made it was so unorthodox looking, but now you look and everyone, for the most part, that is dominant has adapted that to their game. The unselfishness, being in San Antonio and coming off the bench, knowing he would start and probably be the number one guy in any other franchise he went to, is well deserved. Definitely came with the championships. So shouts out for him. Timmy Hardaway. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question on Ginobili. Let me ask you. That's my guy. I think I just forgot my question. Oh, here it is. Where is Argentina? Isn't Argentina in South America? I just want to make sure that my geography is correct. Argentina is in South America, correct?
I believe it is. We might have to look that up.
I don't think it's in Europe. I don't think it's in like Spain. I think Argentina is in South America, and what that one of them long ones.
Yeah, it is. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I think it is.
Yes.
South America.
All right. So that lead up is for this. Why is he the master of the Euro step and he's from South America? Why can't we call it the South American step? Why is it the Euro step?
How about the international step?
Well, we can go with that. But I feel that
international.
I feel like it wasn't being used. Ginobili hit the league, and now everybody's used it, so it should be known as the Ginobili.
There you go. I will be down for that. He definitely made it famous.
Yes, he did.
Tim Hardaway. The crossover was money. He was a part of him and
Run TMC.
Rich Richmond and the lefty. He was great for the culture of the game. His shoes were nice. Not a lot of, we had a lot of ball players with shoes, but it wasn't a lot really. Jordan's the staple. We get that. But I'm saying after that, in that generation, you had your AIs, your CB4s, but I love his shoe as well. Just a great player. He also won a championship, so you got that check mark. George
What was
Karl.
Tim Hardaway's shoe?
The ones with the X that crossed it. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna put it on here right here.
I was like, for some reason,
I remember those shoes because I liked it. But George Karl was a great coach. Definitely was all about the offense. Defense was kind of secondary, maybe not as strong as the suits. The best team I think I remember him on is on those Seattle Supersonic teams. That was awesome. So, that's what I have to say about those guys. Any of you guys got any memories or anything you want to talk about?
Hey, George Karl reminds me of Red Foreman. just put Red up and just put up George Foreman side by side. I'm telling you, that's my guy. I don't know. I mean, he's all right. He's a Hall of Fame coach. There we go.
You think
Matt.
it's well deserved then? Well deserved?
Okay.
And I think what George Karl, you also got to put in those USA teams. One of your coach on those USA teams as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is he coach or assistant?
Yeah, assistant coach.
George Karl just happened to be a product of Michael Jordan, too. He would have got him a couple titles if the Bulls weren't dominant.
Right. If they had the best.
So he said he the one with Sean Payton Gary Payton and Sean Kemp.
Yeah, I think they got him one.
That was a squad, man.
That's who I went with.
Squad.
You know what I mean? I didn't go with the I didn't go with none of the Bulls. I went with every single other team, especially Seattle.
Yeah, because they were fun to watch, man. Yeah. You had defense and you had Rain Man. So it was just great to watch. So those Hardaway shoes were called the Air Raids.
The Air Raids. Those were the outdoor boys. Yeah. They had I remember the one with the X on them because they had
a strap. It was straps that made an X.
Yeah. They had a do the right thing version of them.
Yep. I did like those shoes.
I remember the Air Raids. Yeah, I think Royce probably had a pair of those. I think I was rocking the part. Either Royce had them or I had them. It was one or the other. But we never wore the same size, so we couldn't sport the same. So, see, last thing that we got on here. I guess we can get into that as we go along in the season because this is really the first bringing everybody back, getting them reacclimated to us for basketball season. So as we go along, we'll start to see what our predictions are going to be when we go through because preseasons are going to start this week. I think the Pacers and the Lakers both play tomorrow. We'll see it. So we'll get into our predictions for the season, MVPs, and all that stuff at a later show.
Good deal, man. Definitely want to thank Matt Green for jumping on, our high school correspondent extraordinaire, as well as other facets of basketball as well. Just thanks for coming on. Hopefully we can get to have you throughout this high school season. You can give us a little bit of the lowdown on what's going on in Warren Central and throughout the city. Appreciate your time, sir.
Appreciate it, guys. I'm looking forward to high school. And, the love of my life is college basketball. That practice started, I think, last week. So those guys are revving up. And, we got a lot of local talent in the country at high major schools. I'm looking forward to checking them out. But always a pleasure with you guys.
Yes, sir. We definitely love having Matt Green and all the other people who love to join in on our panel. So it is Sunday and it is football day. So it's time for me to start getting prepared for football. Can't get too ramped up for football because I got to go to this tryout. But yes.
Hey, I got a question. Y'all don't do no weekly picks for football between y'all guys?
We do weekly picks on our Dukes of Football show.
Oh, okay.
Storm.
We were doing those Sunday picks for basketball.
We'll get back to that. Okay. We got promo. Okay. We got Doc Sports promo picks and everything for basketball. So all that stuff jumps out. Yeah, matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put it up for you right here. Yeah, put it up. You know what I mean? These are NBA Sports Doc Sunday picks. So when we get back to our Sunday picks, you text BW Sports 1 to 29022 and you'll get $60 of free picks. You know what I mean? Okay. We got promo codes. We got all that, bro. Yeah, I'm going to try to find a way to do it where we do not just Sunday picks, where we can do weekly picks for basketball because, we got college games and pro games all week. So maybe Storm and I figure out, get our heads together and figure out how we can pick out games throughout the week. So go from there.
Good deal. You got... one good thing. You want me to do the eye? I got an eye.
Everybody, peace. That's my one good thing.
I got one. And with the NBA starting up, I just want to give a shout out to the NBA as a league. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But the things that they do great with is just leading with diversity and spreading the game. We talked about it earlier about the Dream Team, how it globalized the sport of basketball. And it's just the basketball without borders, spreading the game of diversity. As far as coaching, they're working on the ownership. We at least have Jordan. And also, Dame Lillard is designing their jersey. And it got me thinking about the NFL and how uptight they are about their uniforms and how they present themselves. Things they probably need to work on a little bit as far as getting to be more diverse and above the player level. So I feel like the NBA is leading in that, even though they're not perfect. And I just want to give a shout out to the NBA.
Shout out for the league, for being the league. 85% of your league is minorities. Now, I didn't say black.
Right.
I said minorities. 85% of your
because
league
the
is
Clippers
minorities.
Clippers got the jersey from I'm not sure where he's from or what his ethnicity is, but non-black, non-white. Their jersey, he's an artist that came out the streets. They rocking that. That's one of their jerseys for the Clippers. So it just shows they're more welcoming. And I just wish the other leagues can at least get to that point.
We can say more welcoming, but I say is understanding your market value. The NFL has not quite figured out their market value yet.
It's because they're making hand over fists right now. Because they're making hand over fists right now.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, yeah, good job. So there we go, folks. Episode 61, State of Basketball. Make sure you look us up on BWSPORTS1.com. You can see all of our syndicated shows from all of our shows here on the network, from the football, the baseball, the wrestling, the combat zone. All of those things is happening in full force right now. So go check out the website, check us on all social media outlets, and have a great weekend and get your jump shots up, kids. We out.
It's the big one.
I know.